Movies have been an integral part of our lives, captivating audiences for over a century. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, there are certain films that stand the test of time and continue to enthrall viewers. In this video, we present the top 10 must-watch movies of all time, representing diverse genres, outstanding storytelling, and exceptional filmmaking. But before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Number 10. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. An Italian epic spaghetti western film directed by Sergio Leone and starring Clint Eastwood as the Good, Lee Van Cleef as the Bad, and Eli Wallach as the Ugly. The film is known for Leone's use of long shots and close-up cinematography, as well as his distinctive use of violence, tension, and highly stylized gunfights. The plot revolves around three gunslingers competing to find a fortune in a buried cache of Confederate gold amid the violent chaos of the American Civil War, while participating in many battles, confrontations, and duels along the way. The film was a financial success, grossing over $38 million at the worldwide box office, and is credited with having catapulted Eastwood into stardom. Number 9. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. This is a 2001 epic fantasy adventure film directed by Peter Jackson, based on the 1954 The Fellowship of the Ring, the first volume of the novel The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. The film is the first installment in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It features an ensemble cast including Elijah Wood, Ian McKellen, Liv Tyler, Viggo Mortensen, Sean Astin, Cate Blanchett, John Rhys Davies, Billy Boyd, Dominic Monaghan, Orlando Bloom, Christopher Lee, Hugo Weaving, Sean Bean, Ian Holm, and Andy Serkis. It premiered on December 10, 2001 at the Odeon Leicester Square in London, and was then released on December 19th of that year in the United States and on December 20th in New Zealand. The film was acclaimed by critics and fans alike, who considered it to be a landmark in filmmaking and an achievement in the fantasy film genre. Number 8. Pulp Fiction. Written and directed by Quentin Tarantino and starring John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis, Tim Roth, Ving Rhames, and Uma Thurman, it tells several stories of crime in Los Angeles, California. The title refers to the pulp magazines and hard-boiled crime novels, popular during the mid-20th century. Known for their graphic violence and punchy dialogue, Pulp Fiction won the Palme d'Or at the 1994 Cannes Film Festival and was a major critical and commercial success. It was nominated for 7 awards at the 67th Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and won Best Original Screenplay. Pulp Fiction is widely regarded as Tarantino's masterpiece, with particular praise for its screenwriting. It is often considered a cultural watershed, influencing films and other media that adopted elements of its style. Number 7. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. This is an epic fantasy adventure film directed by Peter Jackson, based on 1955's The Return of the King, the third volume of the novel The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. It is the sequel to 2002's The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and the final installment in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It grossed over $1.1 billion worldwide, making it the highest-grossing film of 2003 and the second highest-grossing film of all time at the time of its release, as well as the highest-grossing film released by New Line Cinema. Like the other films in the trilogy, The Return of the King is widely recognized as one of the greatest and most influential films ever made. The film received numerous accolades. Number 6. Schindler's List. Directed and produced by Steven Spielberg and written by Steven Zaillian, it is based on the 1982 novel Schindler's Ark by Australian novelist Thomas Keneally. The film follows Oskar Schindler, a German industrialist who saved more than 1,000 mostly Polish Jewish refugees from the Holocaust by employing them in his factories during World War II. It stars Liam Neeson as Schindler, Ralph Fiennes as SS officer Amon Goff, and Ben Kingsley as Schindler's Jewish accountant Itzhak Stern. Often listed among the greatest films ever made, the film received universal acclaim for its tone, acting, atmosphere, and Spielberg's direction. It was also a box office success, earning $322 million worldwide on a $22 million budget. Number 5. 12 Angry Men. This is an American courtroom drama film directed by Sidney Lumet, which tells the story of a jury of 12 men as they deliberate the conviction or acquittal of a teenager charged with murder. It stars Henry Fonda, Lee J. Cobb, Ed Begley, E.G. Marshall, and Jack Warden, and explores many techniques of consensus building and the difficulties encountered in the process among this group of men, whose range of personalities adds to the intensity and conflict. The film was selected as the second-best courtroom drama ever after 1962's To Kill a Mockingbird by the American Film Institute for their AFI's 10 Top 10 list. Number 4. There Will Be Blood, 2007. On the road to becoming the most significant filmmaker of the last 20 years, Paul Thomas Anderson transformed from a Scorsese chronicler of debauched life into a hard-nosed investigator of the American confidence man. The pivotal point was There Will Be Blood, an epic about a certain kind of hustler, the oil baron and prospector. Daniel Plainview is, in the final analysis, an ultra-scary Daniel Day-Lewis who will drink your milkshake. Scored by Radiohead's Johnny Greenwood, Anderson's mournful epic is the true heir to Chinatown's bone-deep cynicism. As Phantom Thread makes clear, Anderson hasn't lost his sense of humor, not by a long shot. Number 3. The Dark Knight, a 2008 superhero film directed by Christopher Nolan from a screenplay he co-wrote with his brother Jonathan. This is based on the DC Comics superhero Batman and is the sequel to Batman Begins, 2005. It is the second installment in the Dark Knight trilogy. The plot follows the vigilant Batman, Police Lieutenant James Gordon, and District Attorney Harvey Dent, who form an alliance to dismantle organized crime in Gotham City. The Dark Knight received acclaim for its mature tone and themes, visual style, and performances, particularly that of Ledger, who received many posthumous awards including Academy, BAFTA, and Golden Globe Awards for Best Supporting Actor, making The Dark Knight the first comic book film to receive major industry awards. It broke several box office records. Number 2. The Godfather. Directed by Francis Ford Coppola, the film stars Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, James Caan, Richard Castellano, Robert Duvall, Sterling Hayden, John Marley, Richard Conte, and Diane Keaton. It is the first installment in the Godfather trilogy, chronicling the Corleone family under Patriarch Vito Corleone from 1945 to 1955. It focuses on the transformation of his youngest son, Michael Corleone, from reluctant family outsider to ruthless mafia boss. The Godfather premiered at the Loews State Theater on March 14, 1972, and was widely released in the United States on March 24, 1972. It was the highest-grossing film of 1972, and was for a time the highest-grossing film ever made, earning between $250 and $291 million at the box office. Number 1. The Shawshank Redemption, American drama film written and directed by Frank Darabont, and based on the 1982 Stephen King novella Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption. It tells the story of banker Andy Dufresne. Dufresne is sentenced to life in Shawshank State Penitentiary for the murders of his wife and her lover despite his claims of innocence. Over the following 2 decades, he befriends a fellow prisoner, contraband smuggler Ellis Red Redding, and becomes instrumental in a money laundering operation led by prison warden Samuel Norton. While The Shawshank Redemption received critical acclaim on its release, particularly for its story and the performances of Robbins and Freeman, it was a box office disappointment, earning only $16 million during its initial theatrical run. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Countdown for your daily fix of informative top videos.